Hello there. I hope you're having a nice day. As you can see, this is going to be a vlog of me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I know I don't want to like document my transition the way other people have. Plenty of people have done it. One, I just feel like this is kind of important to announce, and also just I don't think I've ever seen anyone document it from this point. So today I have a appointment, like just an initial appointment at a local gender clinic. They're a health clinic that they deal with multiple sorts of things, but they do offer hormone replacement therapy. So I'm going to turn off comments to this video, and also not going to get into the intricacies of my own gender identity or my journey. All that's important to know is that I have been out for 7 years now, and I am fully socially transitioned and have been for a long time. I do not fit the box of a man's man in the slightest, but I do identify mostly as male with some fluidity, and the way I dress has nothing to do with that. But obviously, in the meantime, while I'm trying to get to where I'm trying to go, I have kind of switched things up so that it's a little more visible to the everyday person, so that people are just kind of a little more primed for what I'm about to be going through, which is I'm going to try and start testosterone. So I've just got an initial appointment today. I don't know what to expect because I'm quite sure locally, despite the political atmosphere of where I live, I'm pretty sure it's informed consent and that a lot of people get started fairly quickly. But I'm not entirely sure, so I will let you know. As far as my trajectory, right now, I just need hormone replacement therapy. I need, especially the permanent changes, especially voice drop, and body and facial hair. A big aspect of me not doing it yet was that I really had to address my eating disorder first. I got stuck being in a very small weight range where I thought I felt comfortable and safe. Looking back on it, I didn't even look good. I just looked like crap. No offense to anyone who looks like that. It's just like naturally, like I was suffering. I was rejecting food and happiness and fun, and that's not hot. Um, so um, any amount of weight redistribution, even though like it's definitely something I need, especially at like a healthy weight to be happy and comfortable, it still scared me because I was being very controlling with the shape of my body. I was very underweight and looked androgynous because of it. Luckily, I'm not. I can, especially with my makeup and stuff, look fairly androgynous, but there's a limit to that. Especially up past a certain weight, unfortunately. But there is another answer that does not involve living with a long term eating disorder, and that is actually taking the hormones that align more with your identity. So I could see myself being someone who, right now, I'm a very overcooked egg. Like I said, 7 years of being out. I tried to go on hormones like 4 or 5 years ago and couldn't. Very overcooked. Definitely, definitely. Right now, feel like full dose tea is what I want. But I could see myself being someone who gets the more permanent changes and might experiment with like low dose tea or something like that. Because I'm a very gay femme guy, but I'm still a guy. And so when I express who I am, which is a femme gay guy, people are like, oh, you're a girl. So I need some help. Need some help. Um, yeah, there's a lot of things that I've finally been able to analyze about myself, like with my eating disorder and also how I view other people, some internalized like trans and homophobia that I've finally been able to work through. And I'm excited, but I'm very nervous. I've got some like technical issues with like my insurance and stuff that I'm just gonna pay out of pocket today because I don't have any proof of insurance right now, even though they're dicing my paycheck so that I have insurance. Love that. I need to wipe my teeth. I'm aware. I drink a lot of coffee. I was always like, oh, I don't care about my teeth. But lately, they've been looking rough. So, yes. I'm nervous. I still have quite a bit of time before I go, and I don't know if I'm going to come away with any sort of date, any sort of timeline, or anything. I don't know if I'll come home with a script. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what kind of tea I'll be recommended either, because I don't have a needle fear at all. Actually, I kind of like them and find them very fascinating. So I'm a good candidate for injectable testosterone for that reason, but I also deal with anxiety pretty bad. That's my worst, like, mental health issue outside of the intermittent eating disorder, which is very closely related to that. And I know having your hormone levels kind of can make that worse. I know that from birth control, which I'm still on right now, and I've managed to adjust from that. You know, I learned how to manage myself while my hormones are like blah, blah, blah. But I know testosterone's kind of a whole different animal when it comes to that, especially in the first year. So they might think I'm actually a better candidate for androgel, which I've actually heard great things about. So I'm also hoping to stay on my NuvaRing birth control because of where I live. Consistent birth control is extremely important right now. I have no interest in having kids, and I would quite like to be sterile at some point, but it's very hard to get people to do that. Actually, unfortunately, me transitioning will probably make that more accessible than it was before, which is dumb. But I have actually heard people using the same exact birth control that I use to actually treat vaginal atrophy, or the more accurate term GSM, which is genitourinary syndrome of menopause or whatever, because it doesn't just happen to trans people, it also happens to menopausal people as well. Some people have actually treated that happening from trans hormone replacement therapy using the same birth control that I'm on, because it's a localized estrogen and progesterone thing. So I'm hoping I can stay on that birth control and still go on T, even if it does marginally affect my results in the meantime, until I have a doctor who is willing and the money set aside to get some sort of tubal ligation or something. I really need consistent birth control, so that's something I'm also a little bit stressed out about. Less now that I found out that other people have been on it while also being on T and been fine. So now it's mostly just the insurance that's stressing me out and the general timeline. But I also know that, like, I'm being an overcooked egg that's impatient. Like, I'm sure that once the ball gets rolling, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, this is a wild ride. You know, it's gonna be crazy. But and I understand why I had to wait so long. Like, honestly, I don't think I was strong enough to go through all of the physical changes. And you go through so many physical changes and so many social changes. The way people treat you is so different, and not in a good way in a lot of ways. And I know it's going to be so hard. And, like, I did need to bolster my mental strength and spiritual strength before I went through this. So, it's a little woo-woo, but, you know. It's how I am. So here's my fit check. So I've got a men's dress shirt. It's way too big for me, because they all are, because I'm still working on bulking up, because I'm still a little guy. My tie that I actually had to sew this morning to fix because it was all jacked up. Oh, you can't even see. I like really poorly sewed it because it's all messed up. So I got this tailcoat that's all sewed together. It's very cheap on Amazon, and they actually have an extra small size available if you are also a little egg. I'm 5'5" and still working on bulking up my weight, so and then I'm just wearing these fake snakeskin black pants, little wallet chain, just some comfy boots. It's cold outside, so these are actually women's pants, but women's pants don't bother me. Look at my butt. My butt's cute. It's shirts that I struggle with a lot. I don't know if I will be someone who wants top surgery. Um, I have a pretty small chest. I'm very lucky in that. And I wouldn't personally want a super flat chest. What I'm attracted to in other men is actually kind of kind of a quite shapely chest, whether it's all muscle or muscle and fat, a combination of both, or just fat. Like, I love me some man boobs. So, I wouldn't even want my chest to be super flat, and I'm lucky that I've already had some pectoral growth from all the calisthenics that I've been doing. So yeah, there's a lot of non-binary people, especially, which I am part of that group. I'm not a super binary trans man, that actually get breast reductions to have their chest like the size of mine, because mine's pretty small, like I said. So yeah, especially as I get more into working out and eventually start building up my body. I'll be back. It's nearly fucking December, and they're like, yes, tornado sirens. I don't remember what I was saying. Fuck. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if I would want top surgery, but also at the same time, it's really going to depend on how everything shifts, and it's not something I'm going to rush into. Money-wise, it's not something I can rush into, and also, this is kind of sad, but I'm very insular and kind of isolated at the moment, and I don't even know if I would have anyone who could come help take care of me, which is a very important part of top surgery because it's intense. So, yeah. It's not something I'm super worried about. Bottom surgery is not something I need. I'm quite happy to be a bonus whole boy. Ishku. There might be other things that need to happen as far as like uterus stuff. We'll see. But there's no soon plans for surgery. The main thing is masculinizing hormones. So I'm gonna go try to decompress, and I will let you know what happens afterwards. I guess I ended up needing to talk more than I thought I would. I apologize for turning off comments. I know there might be some people who have something pertinent to say, but oh my god, the way that people talk about this kind of stuff. No. No. No, thank you. Goodbye. And don't try and bully me on other platforms too. I am best friends with the block button. So, I need to go eat some protein. Bye. All right, it's a few hours later, and I am very ready to decompress and drink some coffee, play some Apex. But also, my cat's gonna be meowing at me because I just got home. Hi, baby. So, yeah, that was a pretty bomb experience. Not gonna lie, the people at the place I went to are incredible, and I'm excited to be working with them specifically. We went over, of course, an informed consent form, but he also got to know me quite a bit and was quite understanding that I don't know, he could tell that like I know what I'm looking for, I know what I want out of it, and that I'm ready. So yeah, they took my blood. They're going to check my estrogen and testosterone levels. They also do a pregnancy test just in case, even though like I literally started my period yesterday, so I'm good. But the appointment cost actually included the lab work, which is incredible. I can't believe how affordable that appointment was, especially paying out of pocket. They were totally fine with me putting my insurance on whenever I get a hold of it. And so today they took my blood. They said they will get the results within 2 days. He was saying that there are some clinics that are willing to go ahead and take the blood work and then go ahead and prescribe you the hormones in the meantime, and then just call you if they need you to like not use them. but he was very particular about like a lot of different safety practices and just being safer rather than sorry when it comes to rushing into like hormone therapy and stuff, which I greatly respect. I like the way that they, and especially he, um, go about their practice. I think it's very responsible. It's still compassionate and it's still quite streamlined because once he did recommend um, injectable testosterone. So I'm going to I'm a little out of it because that was definitely emotional to be vulnerable in that way. It's a pretty much a 4 to 5 day timeline basically that I'm going on right now to start. So about 2 days they'll get the results back, and if I'm good, which I should be because I'm really healthy, they just kind of need to know where they're going to start. Then they will call in the prescription. And since I have never done any form of injectable medication, I was advised to go pick up my prescription and schedule the next available appointment opening that I can get to be shown how to do it. So I'm going to say probably actually like 5 to 6 days because it's hard for me to schedule anything with my work, honestly. So we'll see. But within the next week, I should be getting my first dose of testosterone, which I really wasn't sure. I was really hoping this was the case, and I thought I was gonna cry, but I guess not. um, it was a really great experience though, and I'm just ready to decompress because I was really stressed out that I was not going to be able to get the care I need, and now it's been affirmed that I will, and then some, because they are so thorough and careful and mindful of a lot of different things. So I feel good, just tired, and I also hate sitting, so I did an awful lot of sitting, so I need to stretch my legs for a little bit, but I guess I'll make another update at some point, but that's what it was like. You know, I had some basic intake paperwork, and then it was a combination of questions that he's learned through doing this for years that he likes to ask, and then also they did an actual consent form where I had to initial every single, like, this is what is permanent from testosterone, this is what is semi-permanent, these are the associated health risks, and then broken down even into smaller sections, so many initials, and then at the end you sign, I do want to start taking testosterone, I do not, or I do not, and then you sign and date. And that is the main form that they are currently using. I was also advised to get a letter from my psychiatrist, though, which I should be able to. I'm pretty sure she's supportive of my trend stuff. She'll probably be surprised that I am going on testosterone because I haven't mentioned it to her before because I see her as rarely as possible because I can't stand her. But, yeah, he did advise that I go ahead and get a letter from my psychiatrist, basically like proving that I have gender dysphoria or whatever the fuck, because the state that I live in has definitely been trying to take anti-trans measures. So it was pretty quick and straightforward. That is my experience going to an informed consent clinic, but I think it's also important to know that I'm 26 years old and I'm a very candid person. I'm very informed on what I'm doing because I actually started researching testosterone, HRT, like 10 years ago. So just took a while for me to be sure that this was the right path for me. So yeah, we did also agree on just going for a regular dose of testosterone in the beginning because I'm quite uncomfortable with where I'm at right now and I'd really like to get started. But he said absolutely, if in the future we want to switch to like low dose T or something like that, that is something that he does and he has experience with, and we can do that. So yeah. I'll see you when I see you. I'm very excited to start this journey. I'll Hate will be ignored and blocked on any sort of platforms. I get it. It's not for everyone. I'm not for everyone. This is who I've been this whole damn time. I'm just excited for y'all to actually be able to see it. So, have a great day.